It has been a super, super long time since I have done an update, and I thought that I probably should share what's percolating in my little brain and to give basically an apocalypse update. So let's see, we're still doing the publishing. It's slowed down. We haven't had any submissions lately, and that's okay. That's okay because the market is saturated with small publishing ventures, and we know that we are no exception to being overrun by everyone else. And the things we've got are still doing good. We're still offering Leslie Fish's of Elven Blood, and I'm still working on my projects. Speaking of my projects, as we all know that Akashik is slowly in the works as I can get to the time to go for it and as commissions allow. One other thing that I have been making time for is a script because did you know I act? Well, at least I used to on stage. I don't really have any film experience, but it's okay because I'm not in it to move to Hollywood and become the next Lady Gaga or whatever. I do the things I do because I just really enjoy expressing and being creative. That being said, the script that I'm writing is a short story about a group of people who get zapped to a magical world. It's almost like Dungeons and Dragons, but with buffer weapons and my Akashic style wit and sarcasm. Ooh. So that's been going on, and I had been struggling with it. I had started it a couple of years ago, and life got in the way as it does. And it also wasn't a top priority because I really want to get back to Akashic and the things that you, my fans, love, right? And a couple of days ago, in the script writing, a shift happened and things fell into place. And suddenly I've got this story that's coming together like crazy. Now, I've been saying that I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a web comic. I don't know if it's going to be a radio play. The truth is, I've been thinking it's going to be a miniature, several series live action for, say, YouTube or something. That means, of course, naturally I've got a role, but not a lead role. No, not a lead role. I would have a supporting role because there's this role that I personally feel would be fun to play. And so I've been kind of doing these things, but you never know. I may change my mind and just not be in it at all. Uh, but that has been happening and I'm really excited. I don't think you guys realize the depth of my excitement when a story really begins to come together and it's just amazing, and the ideas are popping and the universe is building itself and cultures are going, I'm going to do this and that to other and I'm going to have wings or whatever. So I'm really excited, but have no fear. The other ideas that I've got to do remain to do. I've just got to get this thing out of the way. While I'm doing this, I've been learning a lot about Hollywood and the film industry and how women and older actors and conservative actors are being treated. Now, some I already knew because as somebody who's been looking to act for a couple of years now, actually, and to do things now that the children are out of the nest or whatever, and basically go back to living a life as opposed to living for children. Uh, I've been learning some things like there's a dispute over a law right now that would help prevent age discrimination on actors. Actors actually experience age discrimination in a huge way in some parts of Hollywood, and there are laws, and there's a fight because there's the argument is that it interferes with the First Amendment, and I'm kind of be on the fence on that because I kind of agree with both sides. But anyway, and I realized that uh, if I could continue to follow the things that I have been trying to do all these years, that perhaps I could create something that would help make a difference in the filmmaking world, something that would give actors that are what they into the sunset, because and the sunset for actors, by the way, is younger than it used to be just 20 years ago, and continue to put out material with characters that are actually 46 as opposed to a 25-year-old made up to look 46. Okay, that doesn't happen. I'm just exaggerating, but I hope you get my point. Uh, or maybe it does happen. Anyway, and this is what I am doing, and I'm really excited. So now I am finally sharing because I'm excited and I know that this is something that's going to follow through what I have been up to. I'm not going to tell you the plot. It isn't that I don't trust you as much as I don't trust other people. I have had several ideas stolen from me right out of my hands in my life. And I've learned, don't share my ideas. It's clear if my ideas have been stolen more than once that I have good ideas. People just don't want to pay me for those ideas. So the idea stays to myself, but I will go ahead and tell you that I have sights set on some professionals that are indeed looking for funded scripts that would know what they were doing when the time comes. So I'm working really hard to get this written so that it can get pushed forward. And I'm on pins and needles wanting to tell you the story, but I'm going to be smart and not. I'm just going to tease you that I am indeed doing this and we'll see how it goes. There are projects I finish, guys. I know that there's times that things have aborted and life has aborted, but you know what? Some of the circumstances are done and I am ready to roll. And I have been rolling and I'm very excited. Now, speaking of rolling, Akashik. People have gone, when is Akashik coming back? When does Akashik come back? It is coming back. I am treating it the way I'm doing this other kind of secret project that I have just talked about. I will not be returning to Akashik until the script is completely written. The thing about Akashik is that it's not a short story like this other project I've got on my lap. It's actually kind of a long, like maybe 12 arcs long. So it's taking me a while to get the script finished. While I'm working on the script, I'm also working on the 3D models that will be the basis of the art, creating ship docks and ships and space scenes. And this is Akashic is a huge endeavor for one little person, moi. So understand I haven't abandoned Akashic. Please forgive me, but I promise what's happening with Akashic is for the best because when it goes rolling permanently again, it's going to be rolling in such a way that it'll have a smaller chance of dying out like it did the first time. And because a lot of what killed Akashic the first time, aside of the fact that none of the readers were letting me know they were there until after it was gone, and they were like, "Why did you do this?" Because I didn't feel like anybody was reading it. That's why. Um, another thing is that the script wasn't completed before, and the story had turned into this huge mess, and it was really difficult to navigate. And the end goal and the plot was getting lost, and I like my writing to be solid. I like to write in circles. I am often saying what I mean by that is I like things to not be open-ended and to actually go around, and I like my characters to come full circle and to grow. So Akashic was suffering and I didn't like it. So when Akashic comes back out now, it's going to be much more solid. And I'm really excited by that as well. Have no fear. I get really excited, and this is why on the website, akashiconline.com, I will sometimes release a picture where I'm developing something because I get so excited and I just want to share with you guys, look, this is what's happening. Heavenly Bride, the beauty about Heavenly Bride is the Heavenly Bride script is done, and that's why it's still been kind of going at its own slow pace. But because Heavenly Bride is not a money maker, I have to take it slow, very slow. And but I'm actually getting close to some climaxes and stuff with the Heavenly Bride, so I expect the day is coming, you know, that I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm finished. I don't believe it. So, but that's what's going on. I'm really excited and I could not wait to share with you this. So now I'm going to go to work and I'm going to attend one of my acting classes and I'm going to probably practice on my auto harp and sing and go back to being creative and have a positive day. And I hope all of you guys are having a positive day, and we'll carry on from there. If you want snippets of what I'm up to, they're not always serious. Sometimes I'm just silly. But if you ever want snippets of what I'm going to do or whatever, I don't always, in fact, I rarely cover the projects here, but I do have an Instagram, Spear Carrier, SPARKHARIER. You can find me there, and continue to have a positive day. Catch y'all later. Bye bye. As soon as I figure out where the end thing is.